So welcome to the homestead. Today we wanted to talk to you about the Porter Cable metal chop saw that we purchased. We've been working on Sue's Apocalypse truck and cutting all the steel for that. I knew that I wanted something rather than torches or a sawzall, something that I could make some angle cuts, and we'll show you some of the stuff we've done. So what we did is we picked up a Porter Cable. It's a PCE 700. I apologize for the wind noise, but it is quite windy out here. 14-inch chop saw, 15 amp, I think it was like 125 bucks. Seemed like a pretty good deal. I did also pick up a pack of Makita blades. And I've got to say I'm really happy with these. The saw itself works great. Angle adjustment, you got an Allen wrench here. You take out, you loosen an Allen screw back here, and you make your angle. It's pretty typical. It's got the one-way, threaded rod. So you get your steel in there, you can push it in and then tighten it up. Not a lot else to say about it. I mean, it works great. It's done everything we want it to do. The one thing I wanted to point out though is the blade that comes with it. So we were basically ready to throw this thing in the garbage pile and say it was a colossal piece of crap. I couldn't cut through anything with this. My box tubing I'm using is 0.120 wall, so about 1/8 of an inch thick, and you could lean and lean and lean on this. I was tripping 20 amp breakers 5 or 6 times before I could make one cut. Only thing I can think is that this blade is like gumming up a little, and every now and then it would vibrate really bad and shed a little bit, and it would make 2 cuts. So in a last ditch effort, Sue suggested I try one of the new blades, and what a difference. This pipe, this 4-inch pipe, it's schedule 40, so 1/4 inch thick, cut right through that, no problem at all. All the steel on the trailer, on the body, no problem at all. So that's the one complaint I have, but again, the saw was pretty reasonably priced. It's got the typical features you'd expect to lock it down. Guard, blade lock to change the blade. Does have a depth stop. We can actually even move the this stop forward and back. You see there's more holes. So I guess if you were doing bigger steel, or you wanted to get it in a different spot in the blade, because you can see as the blade comes down, it's pretty flat through that travel. So I suppose you could get it back to a bigger cut if you needed to, but for everything we did, it worked great. So what we did with it though is the body on the truck. So making all these cuts, like this piece of angle here, cutting this, or this piece of pipe for the bumper. But what it was really extremely handy for was these angles. And pay no attention to my welding. A grinder and paint will make a welder what he ain't, so it'll look good when we're done. But having the ability to set that chop saw and cut my angles instead of trying to cut that with a torch or a sawzall and then weld it back up and make it look good made this project so much easier. What you see here, all this cutting and welding and fitting, took us probably about 6 hours, I think, over the weekend, maybe 7 total. So kind of cool. So our review on the Porter Cable, we think it's actually well worth the money. If you're doing any kind of steel work, it's definitely a tool you should have in your arsenal. Recommended. We don't have a lot of reference to other brands. It's the only brand we know, but it was what we found. There was a lot of other brands on Amazon that were roughly the same price, but I didn't recognize a lot of the brands. I recognized Porter Cable, so I said, well, I'll go with that. Anyways, that's just a quick review of our Porter Cable metal chop saw. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.